Yeah, good morning everyone. Welcome back. Okay, let us start our session here. So what we have done yesterday, we started our IP addressing and second place. Okay. So let us revise our session and let us continue with the new topics. So okay, physical. Okay, what we said, there are two types of networks. One is called physical network and one is your logical network. Physical like LAN, MAN, WAN and CAN, and logical is your IP. So what is this IP here? Internet protocol. Okay, without IP communication is not possible. Okay, one more thing I'll add here. Every device in a network should have one unique IP. Means suppose if you use a IP address as 192.168.204.120 on a computer on a device, the same IP address again we cannot repeat on any other device within our network. So IP addresses are not cannot be repeated. Okay, if there are 300 devices, 300 devices must have a different IP address. Done. Okay, now we have like two versions in IP addressing. We know one is IP version 4 and another one is IP version 6. What is the major difference between version 4 and version 6? Version 4 is 32-bit number, version 6 is 128-bit number. Version 4 is in decimal for a user and version 6 is in hexadecimal. These are some of the differences between version 4 and version 6. Now IP version 4, like we know, are nearly over. Actually there are no free addresses available. Okay, so for that reason they have designed IP version 6 and they have released IP version 6. Now in IP version 4, like we know, there are 32-bit numbers, 32-bit binary number. Okay, and this 32 bits are divided into how many octets here? 4 octet. So like every octet, we know octet is a collection of 8 bits, right? So this is the first octet, then second octet, third octet and fourth octet. Now what is the major thing we have learned yesterday? When we did the binary to decimal conversion, if all bits are zeros, the output will be 0. If all bits are ones, and the output will be 255 in decimal. So the range of IP addresses is IP version 4 here is 0.0.0.0 up to 255.255.255.255. So this is the range of addresses. So from this range only we have to use any number in 4 octet. Again, there are some, ifs and buts. Those things we will see. But right now we can select these are the numbers we can use in IP version 4. This is the range starting from 0 and ending at 255. Okay. Then we have seen how to convert a decimal number into binary. So these are the things we have covered yesterday. So I hope you have done some practicals yesterday. You have done some more like calculations, binary, decimal, decimal, binary. Okay, fine. Now let us continue with IP addressing and let us see some more things. This IP version 4 is divided into classes actually. IP version 4 is divided into 5 classes. Now these classes are A, B, C, D, E. Class A range is 1 to 126. Class B range is 128 to 191. Class C range is 192 to 223. These are the numbers in class A, B, and C. And class D and class E starting from 224 up to 255. This class D and class E we cannot use in our computer networks, like in our company networks or over the internet. This class D and class E are reserved for some other special purpose. Like class D is reserved for multicasting purpose and class E is reserved for like research and development, research and experiment. So these are not used by any company. This cannot be assigned on any device. If I take a number like 224 and if I assign on a computer, the computer will say It is an invalid number. I'll show that practically. So these are the classes we have and these are the ranges we have. These are the fixed ranges. Okay. So class A, class B, class C, D and E. Now the question here is how to identify a particular IP address belongs to which class. For example, if I say address as 10.150.200.250. Of course, this is the address, this is a valid address 10.150.200.250. But when you see this number 10 here, 10 is coming in class A, this 150 is coming in class B, 200 is coming in class C, and 250 is coming in class E. So how to identify or how to know a address belongs to which class? That's a very simple thing. What we need to see here is, first of all, we need to see all the 4 octets, whether they are in the range or not, 0 to 255. So now we can see all the 4 octets are in the range 0 to 255. Now to identify the class of IP, we need to see the first octet. Here the number is 10. So if it is 10, this IP address is from class A. Second, third and fourth octet can be any number from 0 till 255. Come again. Second, third and fourth number can be any second, third and fourth octet can be any number from 0 to 255. The first number should come from the class. Okay. Now if I take one more example here, like if I say 250.200.150. And I just reverse the number. Now see, all the octets are in the range 0 to 255 only. Fine, that is okay. But what is the number we are using in first octet? It is 250. So 250 comes under which range? It comes under class E range. So this 250.200.150.10, although all the octets are within the range, that is 0 to 255, but this is an invalid number. This number we cannot use on a device because 250 is from class E. Class D and class E we cannot use over the network. We cannot use on any device. Let us see practically here. I'll just try to assign the IP address on my computer. Same IP addresses that we used just now. So I'll say 10.150.200.250. See, when I say 250, there is no problem here. There is no error message here because I'm using 250 in the fourth octet. I'm using 200 in the third octet, and in first octet, what I'm using number 10. So this computer has realized, okay, number 10 is from class A, so there is no problem here. But once if I say 250 in the first octet, see there is a message here. And what is the message? 250 is not a valid entry. Please specify a value between 1 and 223. 1 and 223 means, see, class A is starting from 1 and class C is up to 223. So it is saying we cannot use a number as 250 in the first octet. So 223 is the last number we can use. Can I say 75 here? It has accepted. Can I say 175 here? It will accept. So it will accept a number from class A, class B, class C in the first octet. Second octet, third octet and fourth octet can be any number between 0 and 255. Done. So this is your 10 class A and this is your 250 class E. So this we can use and this number we cannot use. So just say the first octet and identify a particular address belongs to which class. Okay. Okay, fine. So we have these 5 classes. These are fixed. These are fixed ranges. They will ask you this interview. Like they will say what are the classes or how many classes are there, what are the ranges, which class we can use in our local area network, which class we can use in our wide area network, okay, and what numbers are not assigned and what numbers are not used in the network. This sort of questions they will ask you from these classes. So class A, class B, class A used in local area network and wide area network, that is over the internet also. And class D and class C, we know what is the reason for these numbers. They are reserved for some special purpose. Okay. Now you can see here clearly class A is 1 to 126, class B is 128 here. There is one number missing here, there is 127. And before 1 we know there is a 0 also. So there are two numbers missing here, 0 and 127. So 0 and 127 are again reserved for some special purpose. Now 0 is reserved for something called default routing, and 127 is reserved for like loopback address. What is default routing and what is loopback address, we will see in coming sessions. These are very, very important numbers. Okay, so don't worry about this, we will see that. And we cannot assign any addresses from class D and class E on any device. That is what we have discussed just now. Okay, and 0 and 127 also cannot be assigned. Means we cannot use 0 or 127 in the first octet. See, in the first octet, if I say number 10, it has accepted. If I say 127, 127, 127 in second, third, and fourth octet, it will accept. But if I say 127 in the first octet, see, IP addressing starting with 127 are not valid because they are reserved for loopback addresses. Please specify some other valid number between 1 and 223. So from 1 to 223, all the numbers we can use except 127. Okay, and here if I say 0, again this is not a valid entry. Please specify a value between 1 and 223. So 0 and 127 we cannot use. Okay, and class D and class E numbers we cannot use. So beside these numbers we can use all the other numbers. Okay, done. And who designed these numbers? The same people. Remember yesterday we have seen ICANN or INI actually. This organization is responsible for designing and distributing addresses all over the globe. So they design these numbers. Okay, now one of the big question here is, one of the big interview question here is, on what basis, on what logic they have divided these numbers actually. Because see, the numbers are not easy. Class A is 1 to 126, class B is 128 to 191, class C is like this, class D, class E. It will be more easier if it is like 1 to 50, 50 to 100, 101 to 150, 150 on, like, if it will be easy like if you have, if they have taken the easy numbers. But they have, like we can see, they have selected some random numbers here, right? 128 to 191 is not a easy number. 192 to 223, this is not a easy number. So the question here is, on what basis they have selected these numbers as the range of class. Okay, so there is an answer for this, and there is an answer again in binary. So for this, what we have to do is we have to convert some numbers into decimal. So I'll just take this number 0, 1, 127, 128, 191, 92, 223, 224, 239, 240, 255. If you see here clearly, I'm taking the numbers that are there in those classes and in those ranges. Class A is 1 to 126, class B 128 to 191, class C 190 to 223. I'm taking the same numbers here, right? Now what I'll do here is I'll just convert these numbers into binary. These are the decimal numbers. I'll convert these decimal numbers into binary. See why we are converting these numbers? The question was, there are 5 classes, okay? A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B, C, D, E. There are 5 classes. These 5 classes have the range. So on what basis they have decided, okay, this should be the range? Now the answer is here. Let's say, so zeros, if the decimal is 0, binary will be all zeros. I'll just give some gap here so that it will be easy to understand. Okay, and 1 will be, 127 will be, 128, 191 will be like 10. These are the conversions in binary. Okay, fine. These are your decimal numbers and these are the binary numbers. Now, before we see what is the reason, like you know, in IP address there are totally 4 octets. Okay, and out of 4 octets, as we know, these classes are designed on the basis of first octet. In first octet, if the number is from 1 to 126, it is from class A. In the first octet, if the number is from 128 to 191, it is class B. Okay, and in the first octet, if the number is between 224 and 239, it is class D. Let us take one more example here. If I take a number like 192, 192 is from class C, and the second octet if I take 1, third octet if I take 2, fourth octet if I take like 4, 1, 2, 4 are from class A, but we should not calculate like this, right? What we have to see, we have to simply see what is the number in first octet. If it is 192, it is from class C. Second, third and fourth octet can be any number between 0 and 255. So on the basis of first octet only the classes are designed. Okay, there is one thing we need to remember carefully. And the second thing is, okay, the first octet is the uh, reason for designing all these classes here. But within first octet, how they have selected the numbers, on what basis they have selected the numbers, let us see. Actually, class A range is 0 to 127. Actual range is 0 to 127, but 0 is reserved for like default routing and 127 is reserved for like loopback address. But when they designed the IP address, IP version 4, class A range was 0 to 127 only. But the final range is 1 to 126 because 0 is there for some other purpose, 127 is there for some other purpose. Now see here. Can you see the first bit here? It is 0, 0, 0. That means if you take any number, any decimal number from 0 till 127, if you take any decimal number from 0 to 127, and if you convert the decimal number into binary, the first bit will be always 0. Like if you take a number like 75, 75 binary will be like 0 and some numbers will come here. If you take a number like 120, 120 will be 0 and some numbers will come here. So if you take any number from 0 to 127, the first bit will be 0. And this first bit is called reserve bit. Got the logic? Take any number from 0 to 127, first bit is always 0. Now, what is the range of class B? It is 128 to 191. This is the range of class B. Now see, if you take 128 and if you convert 128 into binary, it will be 10 and all zeros. And if you take 191 and if you convert 191 into binary, it will be 10 and all ones. 128 is 10 and all zeros. 191 is 10 and all ones. That means if you take any number from 128 till 191, the starting 2 bits will be 10 and 10. The remaining 6 bits will change, but the starting 2 bits will remain same. For example, if you take a number like 165, we know 165 is coming between 128 and 191. That's fine. 165 is in between that range. But if you convert 165 into binary, the first 2 bits will be 10 and in the last 6 bits some other numbers will come 0 1 0 1, whatever numbers, but these first 2 bits are fixed. Again, these 2 bits are known as reserve bits in class B. What is the range of class C? 192 till 223. So now see, if you take any number from 192 till 223, the starting 3 bits will be 110 and 110. 192 is 110 and all zeros here, and 223 will be 110 and all ones here. But the starting 3 bits will be all 110 between 192 till 223. And coming to class D, we can see the octet, we can see the bits formation here. 224 is 1110 and all zeros, and 239 is 1110 and all ones. So if you take any number from 224 till 239, the starting 4 bits will be 1110 and 239 is also 1110. The remaining 4 bits will change. And the last one is class E. The range of class E is 240 to 255. So if you take any number between 240 and 255, any decimal number from 240 till 255, the starting 4 bits will be all ones and the last 4 bits will change. So for 240 it is all 1111 and the remaining 4 bits will be zeros. And for 255 the starting 4 bits will be 1, and of course this is the last number, so the remaining 4 bits is also 1. So if you take a number like 252 in between, 252 will be like 1111, then some numbers will come here. So this is the logic. These numbers are known as common bits or reserve bits. Okay, this is in the first octet only. Second, third, and fourth octet, the numbers can begin from 0000 up to 1111, because we can use any number between 0 and 255 in the second, third, and fourth octet. Okay, so just take 30 seconds here, please. If there is any question, we can say. Okay, so what was the question from my side? The question was, there are 5 classes here. So on what basis they have divided classes? On what basis they have divided the ranges like this? So the answer here is, on the in first octet, on the basis of this common bit, they have divided the ranges.
Hi, Shakir.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. What's multicasting actually?
Okay, I'll come there. What is multicasting? Actually, there are some ways of communication like unicast, multicast, and broadcast. Wait a second. So these are the common bits in 5 classes. Okay. What is unicast? What is multicast? What is broadcast? Unicast means, one-to-one communication. 3 ways of communication, unicast. This is one-to-one. Multicast is like one to a group. And broadcast is one to all. These are the 3 ways of communication: unicast, broadcast, and multicast. So in multicast, there is my sound, there is an echo coming here actually. Okay, so in unicast, in multicast, what we do here is, in multicast, there are some protocols like OSPF and EIGRP. When they make communication with each other, they will send, some messages. So they will send a message by using some multicast number like 224.0.0.9. So that multicast message will go to certain group, a group with the same protocol running. Okay, when they send a message, so they will send a message to a group where this same protocol is running. So that sort of message is called a multicast message. So multicast messages are used over the internet also, where you're sending some message to like a particular group of people. So then again we use this multicast addresses. So these addresses we cannot use on a machine. These are like default addresses used by some protocols. So that is what multicast means, one to a group. Unicast means one to one, multicast means one to a group, and broadcast means one to all. And class E, as we know, it is there for like research and development. Research and development means like some government sectors. Okay, they will use this addresses. Research organizations, they will use these addresses. So these addresses we cannot find over the internet. D and E means no website will use this address, or no device can use this address. This will be used by special. These are used in special purpose. Okay, anything else? Okay, fine. Okay, so we know the addresses now, we know the classes, we know the range, and the big thing here is we know how we got these ranges. So we got these ranges on the basis of the first octet, and in first octet on the basis of this common bits or reserved bits. Done? Now let us move. So this is what we have seen right now. So in class A, first bit is reserved. Class B, starting 2 bits are reserved. Class C, starting 3 bits are reserved. This is only in first octet, right? Class D, the starting 4 bits are reserved. And class E, again the 4 bits are reserved, but they are reserved in this way, 1111. Okay, so we got the range from 240 till 255, and we can see here clearly this is only in first octet. Second, third, and fourth octet, there is no reservation. Okay, now IP address is again divided into two parts. One is your network and one is your host. Network portion and a host portion. So what is a network portion and what is the host portion? Network portion is like the name of your network, and host portion is the address of a device. Now, for example, if I say Hyderabad, Hyderabad is acting as a network here. And when I say some house number within Hyderabad, that is acting as a host portion. So Hyderabad is the area name, and this host portion is one of the address in that area. So network is acting as an area, host is acting as one of the host, one of the network, one of the IP address. And host IP address can be there on a computer, server, router, switch, firewall, anything. But on all these devices, the network portion should be same. For example, if I take from class A, if I take network portion as 25, this 25 number should be same in all the devices, and this host portion should be different in all the devices. Like if I say 25.0.0.1 here, on second device I have to say 25 here, but I cannot say 0.0.1. I have to use some other number. See, we cannot see two houses with same number within a same locality, within a same area. Okay, all these houses are under a same area, but every house has a different number. Here also same. Network is acting as your area ID, and host is acting as your number in that area. So class A, class B, class C, they have divided into, class A is divided into one network and three hosts. Class B is divided into two networks and two hosts. And coming to class C, it is divided into three networks and one host. This is the octet formation of your IP version 4. And coming to class D and class E, we cannot use class D and class E anywhere. So there is no network portion and there is no host portion there. Network and host portion is there only in class A, B, and C numbers. Nothing in class B or nothing in class E. Class D and class E are reserved for special purpose. Now what we need to see here is, okay, in class A, one octet is reserved for network and three octets are reserved for host. So what we need to see here is in class A, totally how many network combinations are possible, and in each network, totally how many hosts are possible. Come again, class A, how many networks are possible and how many hosts are possible. In the same way, in class B, how many networks and how many hosts, and class C, how many networks and how many hosts. We will do one thing. I'll explain you class A and class B. I'll explain you class A and class B. You should do calculation for class C. Done? Let us see the class A, class B, and you should be in a position to do the calculation for class C. So for class A here, how many network bits we have here? 8 network bits. And how many host bits? 24. See, we can say network portion is only 1. 1 octet is reserved in network, so totally 8 bits. And how many bits are reserved in host? Totally 24. So if there are 24, if there are 3 octets, it will be like 24 bits. Now the question here is, if there are 8 bits available, how many combinations we can get there? And if there are 24 bits available, how many combinations we can get there? Let us see a simple example first. For example, imagine we have 2 bits here, that is 0 and 0. So how many combinations are possible here? 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So see, we have totally 4 combinations possible here. 4 combinations possible because we have totally 2 bits. Now, if there are like 3 bits, so how many combinations are possible here? Let's see. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. So actually there are totally 8 combinations are possible here. 8 combinations means the first one is 0, 0, 0 and the last one is 1, 1, 1. See, we have not repeated any combination here. So if there are 2 bits, we have 4 combinations. If there are 3 bits, we have totally 8 combinations. So the question here is, what if there are like 5 bits? What if there are like 7 bits? What if there are like 15 bits? Can we do calculation in this way if there are like 15 bits? No. So easy way of calculation is, we can take 2 base as 2 and we can say 2 power 2, because the binary numbers are 2, right? 0 and 1. So base should be 2 and then we have to say 2 power 2. So 2 power 2 is how much? 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, right? And here 2 power 3. We have 3 bits here, so we can say 2 power 3 there. So 2 power 3 means 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. So it will be like 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8. So like this we can calculate. Instead of calculating the combinations in this way, we can simply use the formula as 2 power the number of bits. So we will get our answer easily. So for example, if there are 4 bits available, it will be 2 power 4. So 2 power 4 will be how much? It will be 16. So if there are 4 bits available, how many combinations we are getting there? 16 combinations. If there are 5 bits, it will be 2 power 5. So 2 power 5 will be 32. So like this, we can do calculations in an easy way. Okay. Now let's move on. Let us see the calculation here. So how many bits we have in network? We have totally 8 bits. Now what we have to do here in class A is, we have to say 2 power 8 minus 1. Minus 1 is a priority bit for class A. Remember, just we said in every class there are some priority bits or there are some reserve bits. So how many reserve bits are there in class A? 1 reserve bit is there. Because of this 1 reserve bit only, we got the range as 0 to 127 here. So this is 1 reserve bit. This bit we cannot change. So what we have done here, we have done minus here. 2 power 8 minus 1. Minus 1 is for the class A priority bit. So it will be 2 power 7. So how much is 2 power 7? 2 power 7 again means 2 multiplied by 7, 2 multiply like up to like 7. So 2 power 7 is 128 actually. 2 power 7 is 128. Now class A range is 0 to 127. Like I said you before, class A range is 0 to 127. 0 to 127 is totally 128 numbers, because 0 is also counted as a number. So in class A, actually we got 128 numbers, but this 120 out of 128 numbers, we cannot use two numbers, right? 0 and 127. So what is the final number here? The final number here is 126. 1 to 126 are the networks that we can use. Come again. I said 2 power 8 minus 1. Why we are using 2 power 8 here? Because in class A, the octet formation is one network and 3 hosts. So one network means 8 bits. One network means it is one octet. So one octet contains totally 8 bits. So if there are 8 bits, it will be 2 power 8. And why this minus 1? This minus 1 is for your priority bit, or we can call it as a common bit, or we can call it as a reserve bit. That is the minus 1. So 2 power 8 minus 1 will be 2 power 7, and 2 power 7 is 128. Actual range is 0 to 127. This is the range. So total it is 128. But again, we have to do minus 2 in class A in the network portion. So the final answer is 126. So class A, as we said here, is 1 to 126. So totally how many networks we got here? We got totally 126 networks. Okay. Now, in each network, how many hosts we are having? Like, remember what is a host? Host is a number. Host is one of the address. Network portion is the area name. Host portion is the house number. Okay, so we got 0 to 127. Minus 2 will be like 126 networks in class A. Okay, that is good. But in each network, how many hosts? For example, if you take the number here as number 10, number 10 is from class A. So this number 10 will be same in all the devices. But second, third, and fourth octet will change. So what will be the number in second, third, and fourth octet? Like I said the number will begin from 000 and it will go up to 255.255.255. Okay, so to calculate your host portion, we have to say 2 power 24. There is again minus 2 here. What is this minus 2? We will see later. It's a big concept, network ID and broadcast ID, that we have to understand actually. Without understanding network ID, it's not possible to configure a router. So we will see what is a network ID like maybe tomorrow. But right now there is a difference. See, in class A or in any class actually, to calculate number of networks, we have to do 2 power 8 minus 1. So from this power value only, we are doing minus 1 here. But coming to the host, we are not doing minus from the 2 power 24 value. So 2 power 24 we need to calculate. So whatever number comes from 2 power 24, from there we have to do minus 2. So 2 power 24 is actually 16,777,216. This is the number. Minus 2 will be after this number. So minus 2 will be like 16,77214. So 16,77214 are the IP addresses we got. 16,77214 are the host addresses we got in class A in each network. Suppose if you take the number as 10 here in the first octet, number 10 will begin as 10.0.0.0 and it will go up to 10.255.255.255. So in between we got all these ranges. So class A we have 126 networks and in each network we have totally 16,777,216 hosts. Again, why we have done minus 2? It's a big thing that we will see. So just remember we have to do minus 2 in the host portion. In class A, class B and class C we have to do minus 2 in the host portion. But in class A we have to do minus 1 in the network portion. And in class B we have to do minus 2 in the network portion. And in class C we have to do minus 3 in the network portion. Because class A there is one common bit, class B there are two common bits, and class C there are three common bits. That's the difference. Let us check some number here. So see, IP address is divided in network portion and host portion. So class A there is network and 3 hosts. Class B there are 2 networks and 2 hosts. Class C there are 3 networks and 1 host. Class D and class C is reserved for special purpose, so there is no network and there is no host. Okay. In entire network, the network portion should be same and the host portion should be different. See, this is class A example. We can see number 10 here, 10.0.0.0. So out of this range, what is the range of class A? 1 to 126. So from this range 1 to 126, I'm using a number as 10 here. So 10 is acting as a network ID. Okay, so 10 is acting as a network, not network ID, sorry, 10 is acting as a network. So 10 is my network. So second, third, and fourth octet, like we said, will start from 0 and go up to like 255. So this 000 is our host. 10 is a network and 000 is a host. So if you have like 30 computers, in all the 30 computers, this 1000, this number 10 should be same, and the remaining 3 octets should be different. So see, it is 10.0.0.0, 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.2, 10.0.0.4 up to 10.0.0.254 and 10.0.0.255. Now 255 is the limit in every octet that we know very well. So can I get 256 here? Of course, no. So what we can do here is we can change our third octet. Now in third octet, what I have done, I have said like 1.0. So 255 is over here. So once 255 is over, I have to change to the third octet. So now here it is 10.0.1.0, 10.0.1.1, 10.0.1.2. It will go up to 10.0.1. Again 255. See, 255 is also finished here. So now what we can do, we can change the third octet from 1 to 2. So like this, we can keep on changing second, third, and fourth octet in class A. But if you see carefully till the last number, the number 10 is same. The network portion is same. The remaining 3 numbers will change. Okay, so the network portion is 10, and here the network portion is 10. So what is the first number we got here? 10.0.0.0, and the last number we got here is 10.255.255.255. Now can I get 256 in the second, third, and fourth octet? That is not possible. But can I change from number 10 to number 11? Of course I can change from number 10 to number 11. But if you change, then it will become a different network. So if you're talking about one single network, you're talking about number 10 network. Number 10 network is starting from 10.0.0.0 up to 10.255.255.255. Now, let us calculate this. We know one thing. The range is 0 till 255. So totally how many numbers we got here? 256 numbers. So 256 multiply by 256, again 256. So this was the same number we got there, 16,777,216. Because the 3 octets are reserved for host portion in class A. So these 3 octets we can use from 0 up to 255. So if you take a number like 10 from class A, out of this range 1 to 126, if you take a number like 10, how many addresses we are getting here? The first address will be 10.0.0.0 and the last address is 10.255.255.255. So it will be totally 16,777,216 addresses. So if there is a company where we have this many devices, like more than 16 million devices, we can go with this address. Now instead of 10, if I say a number like, let's say 25, we know 25 is also from class A range. 1 to 126 is the range, so I'm using number 25 here. So how to write the 25 number? 25.0.0.0, 25.0.0.1, 25.0.0.2. Like this, it will go up to 25.255.255.255. So with this number 25 also, totally how many IP addresses we are getting here? 16,777,216. So if you take any number from 0 or any number from 1 to 126 from class A, take any number from 1 to 126 from class A, we will get this many host addresses. So class A is there for like big setup, big networks. If there is a network with this many devices, we can go with class A. In above example, what it says in above example, network portion is 10, which is from class A, which should be same in whole network, and the other 3 numbers should be different in whole network. Like say, we have said 10.0.0.1 here. So again, I cannot use 10.0.0.1 on any device within this network. If it is 10.0.2.255, again I cannot use 10.0.2.255 on any device within the network. So this is the way we need to write IP addresses, and this is the way the IP addresses are designed. So this is only from class A. Okay, now let us see class B. Things will be more easier hopefully. And once I show you class B, you should tell me the class C octet formation and how many networks and how many hosts. So let us revise again. Class A is 1 network and 3 hosts. So network bits are 8 and host bits are 24. So number of networks, how to calculate? 2 power 8 minus 1 because there is one priority bit and one common bit. So 2 power 7 will be like 128. So final number is 126. So number of hosts will be like 2 power 24, and whatever value you get out of 2 power 24, whatever number you get out of 2 power 24, from there we have to do minus 2. So 2 power 24 will be 16,777,216. So minus 2 will be like 16,777,214. So this many IP addresses are possible in class A. Okay, now let us go with class B. Class B, we know network, host. So total number of network bits here are 16 and total number of host bits here are 16. 2 octets are there in network portion, 2 octets are there in the host portion. So let us see how many networks are possible in class B. What is the range of class B? It is 128 to 191. That is the range, 128 to 191. So 2 power 16 minus 2. Why 2 power 16? Because we have totally 16 network bits here, right? Network and network 2 power 16. Why minus 2? Minus 2 is again your priority bit, the common bit. How many common bits are there in the class B? Let's see again. See, class B, we have 2 common bits, 1 and 0. These 2 bits we cannot change. These are fixed. These are reserved. The remaining bits will change. Okay. So 2 power 16 minus 2 will be like 2 power 14. So 2 power 14 is how much? 16,384. 16384. 16,384 networks. Although the range is 128 to 191, but we got how many networks here totally? 16,384 networks. And in each network, how many hosts? 2 power 16 now, because the host bits are 16. But remember, in host bit, when you do 2 power 16 or 2 power 24 or 2 power 8, we should not do minus 2 from the number of bits. We should do minus 2 from the output. Actually, we should do minus from whatever we get from the 2 power 16. So 2 power 16 is actually 65,536. So from this 65,536, we have to do minus 2. We're not doing minus 2 here from 2 power 16. If you do minus 2 from 2 power 16, it will be 2 power 14 again. Okay, so we are not doing minus from the 16 value, the power value. We will do minus 2 from the answer that we get from the power value. So 2 power 16 minus 2 is 2 power 16 is 65,536, minus 2 will be 65,534. So in class B, totally we got 16,384 networks, and in each network we got 65,534 IP addresses. Okay, totally 16,384 networks, and in each network 65,534 IP addresses. Okay, let us see the numbers here. Class B. I'm using which number here? I'm using 172 here. I'm using 172.16. So when I say 172.16, what is the range of class B? The range we know is 128 up to 191. 128 to 191. So from this range 128 to 191, I am using 172 as my number. So 172 should be there from the first octet. 172 should be there from the first octet. Second, third, and fourth octet can be any number. But in this example, class B, 172 is there from the first octet and the second octet is 16. But what is the thing we need to understand here? In all the devices now, 172.16 should be same. 172.16 is in network portion because class B is designed as network network, host. So the starting two octets are there in the network portion. So this two octets should be same in all the devices. So say 172.16.0.0 up to 172.16.255.255. So 00 is the first IP address, first address actually, and 255.255 is the last address. In class B, we cannot change our second octet because second octet is also part of your network portion. Network portion should not be changed and host portion should be changed. I'll write one more address here. See that carefully. Let us go with class B. What is the number in class? What is the range of class B? It is starting with 128 dot. So this is fixed. Now second octet can begin with 0. Then third will be 0. Fourth will be 0. What is the second number here? 128.0.1.0.1. Then 128.0.0.2. So it will go up to 128.0.0.255. Can we get 256 in the fourth octet? The answer is no. So now what we can do? 128.0.1.0. We can change the third octet. Why we are changing third octet here? Because class B is network, then host. Network portion we cannot change. Host portion we must change. Okay, so in the end it will be 128.0.255.255. This is the last number we will get with which network? 128.0 network. Now can I say 128.1.0.0? Can you tell me please what is the problem if I say 128.1.0.0 here?
Both are different networks, sir.
Exactly, both are different networks here, right? Because see, network portion in class B is 2 octets. So when you say 128.1 here, it will become a different network. 128.0 is a different network, 128.1 is a different network. So we are in class B, so we have to see 2 octets now. Class A only 1 octet, and class B we have to see 2 octets. So it will be 128.1.0.0. This is a different network. So till here it is one network. So like this, how many networks we got in class B? We got totally 16,384 networks, and in each network we got 65,536 IPs, and minus 2 will be 34. Okay, so just take 30 seconds here. If you have any questions or doubts, then we can see. Then you can do the calculation for class C, please. Just try to tell me like how many networks are there in class C and how many hosts will come in each network. Take your time. You have like a couple of minutes, so just try to do it and we will see the answers.
useful.
Okay, so how much you got here? Class C formation is 3 in network, 3 octets are in network, and 1 octet is in host. So network bits are 2 power 24. So can you tell me how much for network here?
Sir, 2097152.
Yeah, so 2 power 24 means we have to do -3 here, right? So -3 will be 2 power 21. So 2097152 networks. We got totally this many networks here. And in each network, how many hosts we got here? 2 power 8. 2 power 8 is 256. So -2 will be like 254 hosts. So we got many networks here and we got 254 hosts here. This is for class C. And coming to class D and class E, as we said before, there is no network there and there is no host there. This is only for class A, class B, and class C. I hope you got the answer correctly. So it is just a calculation. We can use calculator and we can do the calculation there. The thing we need to remember here is how many bits are there in network and how many are there in host, and how many bits we have to do minus how many bits for class A, class B, C in network, and how many bits we have to do minus in class A, class B, and class C for host portion. That one logic we need to understand. So host portion every time we have to do -2. Host portion every time -2. But network portion, it depends on your class. Class A is -1, class B is -2, and class C is -3 because these are the 3 priority bit and these are the 3 common bits. So totally we got 20,97,152 networks, and in each network we got 254 hosts. Okay, some very interesting and very easy questions. I hope you can answer this. Now, what you should do here is take your time. You have like couple of minutes here, please. So just try to write these networks. The first network of class C, the last network of class C, and first network of class B and last network of class B. So hopefully we can see this and we can stop the session for today. So just take your time and just try to write these answers here. Okay, done. Can I get the answers, please? Okay, I'll write the answer here. Just try to cross-check with your answers. So the first network of class C is 192.0.0.0, and it will go up to 192.0.0.255. So we know it begins with 192, but remember second, third, and fourth octet we can start from 0 again, right? So 192.0.0.0 is the first network, and the range of this network is up to 255. Now the last network of class C will be 223.255.255.0 up to 223.255.255.255. This is class C. Class B, anyone please? What is the range of class C? Class B, sorry. What is the first network of class B and last network of class B? Okay, so what is the range here? It is 128. Class B starts from 128 dot. The second octet will be like 0, then 0 and 0 up to 128.0.255.255. This is the range. And coming to class B, the last network 191.255.0.0 up to 191.255.255.255. So these are the answers. So hopefully you can check your answers, and if you got the correct answer, that's good. If not, then just see what you're missing. So what we have seen today is we have seen like the classes, 5 classes, and their ranges and their use. That is the first thing we have seen. And the second thing we have seen today is like how we got these classes. Why class B is 128 to 191, why class A is 121 to 126. So on what basis these ranges are designed. So we know there is something called priority bit or the common bit. So every octet, in the first octet, for every range there are some bits that are common, that are reserved. So on the basis of that priority bit or reserve bit, we got the ranges. That is the second thing we have discussed. And the third thing we have discussed today was like what is a network portion and what is a host portion. And in this network portion, how many networks are possible in class A and how many hosts are possible in class C. In the same way for class B and class C, we have done this calculation. These are the things we have discussed today, 3 major things. Okay, so the time is up, but still I'll wait for like 30 seconds here. If you have any questions or doubts regarding IP addressing and whatever we have discussed till now, so we can discuss those questions, or else we can stop for the day, and we'll continue with IP addressing tomorrow also. Okay, so take your time. Yeah, Hassan, I've seen you raising your hand. Please go ahead. You're already unmuted, man. I have not muted you. I have not muted any one of you actually. Yeah, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Okay, last three answers. This one. These are the questions which can help us in getting like more understanding of the IP concept, IP addressing. So maybe they will not ask you these questions in interview, maybe, may not be, but it will just help us in getting more deeper into IP addressing. So if you know the first and last IP, it will be easy for you to see the middle IPs. It's not a big deal. Okay, so I guess there are no more questions, so we can stop this session for today. And tomorrow, hopefully, we can continue with the same concept, IP addressing. And tomorrow it will be, we can finish IP addressing by tomorrow. And then after that, we can start the subnetting part. That is like advanced concept of IP addressing. And one more thing, please. Tomorrow is Thursday. We have class tomorrow. But see, sorry to inform this, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm not available. My cousin is getting married actually, so I'll be traveling out of city. So excuse me for this, very sorry for this, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm not available for any class. Okay, so our last class will be tomorrow for this week, and then again we'll start from Monday. So if you have anything to plan and anything to do, just you can do this. So I'm informing 1 day before, 2 days before actually. Again, I'll inform you tomorrow also. So tomorrow will be the last class of this week. Friday and Saturday no class. The next class will be on next week Monday. So I'll just write here in case if you miss. Okay. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining again. So hope to see you tomorrow at same time. Thank you, man.